Oh no.
I'm doing that a lot lately on accident. And don't take your Ritalin in the middle of the night. That does not help you sleep.
Friends,
Shocker, that.
how was this next time on Dragon Ball Decisions Club? Yes, friends, how did that session find you?
I had a fantastic time.
That was a
Maybe
that was a very fun filler episode.
We advanced some plots. We found our way to the orchard, which sounds like it's going to take us into beyond the outer ring. Like, we learned the trick about going through fireplaces, and that's actually one of the steps in the direction he gave us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'll have to go back and watch and see if any of the places we've been to so far also had fireplaces that we didn't try to go through. I don't think they have, but
This part, but
You're also aware that like ceiling panels are a recurring theme as well, yeah?
yeah. We've fallen through one.
and we've gone through another.
Yeah, but that one was like an obvious door. I don't know if the one that we fell through in the museum was very obvious from the other side.
It was not.
Yeah, I'm having fun. I liked the Aussie sword. That was...
Yeah, the sword was
cool.
great. I could not stop giggling.
I've been practicing that voice for weeks. I even have catchphrases for it. It's going to be amazing.
I'll talk to you about my plans and how it relates to a book I read once.
Absolutely.
You're
And
gonna
I'm
you're gonna
totally
make the
down
swords
with
kiss.
reforging the thing or whichever you want to do. That sounds like a great plan.
We just gotta get out of here, go find Vic, and wait.
Or our good friend Kritha.
Kritha?
Anybody can reforge a magic sword. It's Nika and Kritha working together.
Mhm.
As always, by the way, folks who are watching, if you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and say them now. We will interact. We love talking to each other, but we also love talking to you. So if you want to go ahead and get involved, please do. I really liked the very short combat because casters have these ways of solving problems in weird ways.
I solved your pantry puzzle.
I make the ooze levitate and just looking at the character sheet and going, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out it doesn't have a strong answer to that. It's a CR4 thing. I'm not surprised. But
I feel like oozes could handle levitate a lot easier than people could, though.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, if it had been like...
It's that restrained part that was the problem.
It's the restrained part that was the problem, yeah.
It's one of the very few things they're not immune to, so...
I did like the unintentional foreshadowing with the asking for the spell ingredient of humanoid blood, and then we come in and this dude is cooking with humanoid blood.
I could not have
blood.
planned that better. That was... You said that, and I was like, oh man, this is so perfect.
Oh.
So I don't know if anyone in the audience knows what spell
I do.
agree.
I have no idea, and neither
I
does
absolutely know that
neither.
spell.
We have modified it, but Charlotte has cast it before.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Spoilers.
It's not spoilers. It's back.
Go back and watch the backlog.
I also really enjoy the interaction specifically between Fiend Claw and Dell. I feel like there's a comedy sidekick straight man relationship budding there, which I really like.
My goal is to reforge him into a new personality.
Oh God.
You know what they say?
Oh,
When you
God.
don't like somebody, you have to change them.
Oh,
I
no.
do like the
That-
am I coming
that-
on too strong?
And Baba Yaga
Look.
is the monster here.
Fiend Claw is approximately chaotic good in a system that really doesn't use alignments anymore.
Right.
And Dell is approximately lawful neutral in a system that doesn't use alignments anymore.
Yeah, as he's chatting with you, he's going to be like, yeah, normally I don't like paladins. Like, paladins usually paladins have all these restrictions, and I get it, but like, come on, sometimes you just got to kill a fiend.
Like,
do like-
no, I fully get that. I am a cleric, though.
I do like how he was like, okay, I'm not getting a very warm reaction out of the guy's got a sword. Let me try. The wizard. Oh, no.
No,
okay.
this is a bad touch.
I
Trying
have
to-
done a bad thing. Yes, that was very good.
Trying to connect telepathically and getting the "we're full."
Now, really quick, I was half expecting someone to tell Chef Pepperhop, "Hey, you gave us a bad coin and a favor that
No.
didn't exist." And his response would have
Oh, no.
been, "Did you give it the coin? Did you get a piece of equipment from the armory?" Then what's the
No,
problem?
She still has the coin.
We still
and
have the
she's
coin.
holding it.
The coin.
She's holding it on purpose because she has totally clocked that Pepperhop lied to them.
I mean, the contract that he made was technically completed.
What we technically
used
did is
the
we
present
bargained out
tense.
our.
He specifically said, Volcanus will let you walk out with a piece of equipment.
He also said he owes me, present tense, which is not true.
That's true, and Faye can lie, but what they can't do
Uh-huh.
is go back on a bargain.
Yeah.
That phrase, he would argue, was not part of the contract.
Oh, they
Oh,
didn't make a
Faye.
contract. He just lied. She's keeping the coin in case it comes up later. Let me add it to my sheet.
Tin coin from insane Faye Chef.
Fair Derek.
Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention is that the ogres in there all were missing at least one finger. I forgot to mention that part. But,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they were missing a lot more because the two we saw didn't come back.
No, they didn't.
Maybe they should
Red-
have gotten good.
Red caps aren't known for being kind, gentle, cuddly creatures.
Depending on your lore.
True. In Faerunian lore, they tend to be pretty
Faerunian
mean.
lore.
Although they tend to be very nice to fellow chefs.
I played one in the LARP once. It was fun.
Of course, I had to do the Gordon Ramsay meme. I hope it didn't break the immersion too much.
Did you put bread on either side of somebody's head and call them an idiot sandwich?
That was on the docket. That was one of the potential, depending on how dice rolls went, that could have happened. Yes, it was gonna be one of those two, right? Finally, some good fucking food or idiot sandwich.
Or something like this. This fish is so salty it's gotten up and started to hunt demons.
Love it.
I do like how this is the second time now Charlotte has been the first person to interact with a sword that is very, very lonely.
Lonely.
Well, this is the problem with the proliferation of talking swords. Is the sword? It's a flooded market.
We should introduce him to Durgadin later. Maybe they'll get along.
Oh
Like
no!
I am looking forward to Durgan doing young whippersnapper to the young talking sword.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Fiend Claw would see him as like a futzy old man.
Not a
You know,
senpai? No.
Hidebound, I think.
Kid.
I think hidebound is the right word.
Well, I mean, what else are you gonna put on the handle? I mean, you gotta give it some leather, some hide, or your hands are gonna get all sweaty and slip right off. Like, it was a bad joke, but yeah,
I'm not even gonna. No.
you're not gonna dignify that with a response. That's fair.
Oh, but we finally got Maven to acknowledge, to know that Charlotte is blind.
I was
Yes,
Yeah.
finally unambiguous.
Here, you can read it now. No.
We had that fun moment of Maven.
Maven. Absolutely.
That
Well,
was
if you don't act blind, she's not going to be so rude as to.
And-
You're
assume-
blind. You don't act blind.
And at no point did anybody explain to Maven that Swoops is feeding
Nope,
information.
she has-
Nobody said
No.
anything
She did.
about that. She just
Actually, she did say when they were flying through the fog that Swoops was leading them, not her.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
one
But
mention.
she assumed that was just some
Magic.
wizard thing.
just because Swoops is the MVP, obviously.
Yes. It's very useful.
I mean, it's not quite Preetha's version of it's some magic thing. It's definitely a different kind of, because Preetha learned real quick. Maven is just like, it's just some sort of magic.
Swoops was totally handing you that jar and not trying to drop it on your head. Not at all.
Do we want to go through and do our closing bits? I think that seems like a good pause for it. So,
Yeah.
as usual, the questions are, what's something you had particular fun with, and who do you think gets inspiration? I will note that Jeff currently has it, so so I won't be awarding it to him, but please feel free to shout him out. We will start with Gail.
I had a lot of fun. Mostly doing the swoops part now, but I'm enjoying exploring this area, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Like, a lot of the places that were mentioned sound like they're gonna be a lot of fun to go through. The menagerie, the library. Like, so far things have been pretty interesting, and I can't wait for us to literally dive deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to give shout out, acknowledgement to, I'm gonna have to say, to Jen, the acting of the Maven holding it together just enough to get through the encounter after finding out what she just took a taste of. Beautiful.
I love how Maven is a level, what are you all now, 12, 13? Something like that? Or 11. I don't remember what level you are.
11.
But
I
she's
think we're 11.
physically a level
11.
11 character, but like mentally and like
I'm
for how
11.
much she's ready to deal with, she's very much a level 1 newbie. She's just discovering the adventuring for the first time. So it's a very fun interaction. I like watching all of these jaded warriors and, you know, folks who have dark pasts. And here's Maven, who's just a walking ball of sunshine because she hasn't learned any better yet.
And that was the plan. Literally, that was like part of the whole plan of the character, was that, like, she's going adventuring.
Naive, but in a very different way.
Let's go to M next. What's something you had some fun with, and what's someone you want to shout out?
I had fun with the talking to Volcanus. That was fun.
Yeah.
I have a new sword that I'm going to torture into doing what I want.
Foreboding. Jen, how about
That'll be
you? Oh, wait,
fun.
no, I'm sorry. Shout-outs. I don't want to skip you.
Shout out is going to go to Jen.
To Jen as well? Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. Pretty great.
Same hat.
Speaking of Jen, why don't you tell us what you had fun with and who you want to give your shout-out to?
I mean, it's a really hard split between breakfast, doing the whole quick, you know, blind, oh God scene, and actually getting the real awkward, oh.
I was suffering
Oh,
so
you-
much secondhand embarrassment during that entire conversation.
You know, basically everything was absolutely a blast. So it's really hard to say anything that I enjoyed more than anything else, because I was just having a grand time the whole way through. And I gotta give it to Jeff for his, I was not expecting telekinesis bubble of containment. That was such a neat solution that I wouldn't have thought of, I don't think, in the same situation.
It was very
So-
clever.
Very clever. Very, very, very magic usery. Like, it felt appropriate.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff, why don't you go ahead and close us out, and then we'll do plugs.
I had a lot of fun. It was I always enjoyed the math of a single spell ruins the entire encounter, the next several lines of encounter text. Those are always fun, like whether it is like a sleep spell on a bunch of things that have 1 HP, or in this case, what's its strength? Okay, don't care. And
Yeah, it's reasonably strong, but your telekinetic grasp is apparently stronger.
and just because telekinesis is a very fun, very versatile spell, and
Yeah.
so that was fun. But I have to say that the shout out I want to give actually is for Rob for doing that entire exchange of, I like halflings myself, but the best meat is Duergar. That's somehow better.
It was a great.
Like, first off, like, I'm impressed that the red cap caught himself. I'm also equally impressed that first, like, he had enough presence of mind to, like, this would make this other chef upset, and I normally wouldn't care, but I want their recipe.
I want to learn what they know.
So dwarves hate dwerger. Cool. This.
I was debating whether or not to put that line in there because it's one that I've practiced. I'm glad that I did.
It was all.
And your accents, multiple different accents this episode, very good.
I'm really going for that like voice actor reel with this module. And yeah, so I based the pepper hop on Londo Mollari. Vaguely. It's obviously not his voice.
Watching B5, so.
And
that type of like hyper of that sort of like hyper grandiose self-image.
Yeah, and the sword, I had no idea what accent I was going to do until I started talking. Like I've tried a bunch of different ones, but it's definitely not actually Australian. It's something, but it's fun to do is what it is.
Fair enough.
I appreciate, thank you. And I am going to go ahead and give the inspiration to Jen, because yeah, I mean, Maven is such a great character. I mean, they're all great characters. I love Dell's brooding, and then like being the one to take control of the situation when it's about to go crazy, or potentially might go crazy. I love Calder's creativity and his cunning and using his magic. I love Charlotte's absolute blasé, does not give a shit attitude that she currently has going on. All of you are spectacular, and you're all MVPs, but of course Swoops is the MVPest of MVPs. And with that, friends, we are going to go ahead and end our show. We will be back in 2 weeks. Let me pull up my calendar really quick. I just want to see when that is. That is September 5th. September 5th is our next stream. So until then, thank you very much. Do we want to do a quick round of plugs and then we'll say bye? Let's do a quick, very, very quick 5-second round of plugs. Let's start with Jeff.
Yes, hello. You can find me on some of the things as Still Tired and Angry.
Excellent. Jen.
The Swedish Geek Ball on most of the places.
Excellent. M.
Once over can all of the places.
Fantastic. Gail.
I have a Tumblr. I put it in the chat. A Measure of Separation. Come see all the canon and not canon fan art that I do.
Thank you
So much. Gail is a powerhouse.
It ends up mostly becoming canon through sheer force of Gail's will. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Those balls get 3.